Hi there. If we haven't had a chance to meet yet, my name is Gail Ramish, and I have the joy and honor of jumping in here for a little bit on our Unveiled spot to just talk about one of my favorite topics with you, the Lord. Today we're going to talk about beholding. And what does beholding mean? Now, for some, you might go, behold, that's an old-fashioned word. Well, it kind of is. We don't say this word a lot. We say things like see or look, but we don't necessarily use the word behold. When I say, hey, come see this, it might be like a Gerber daisy, something that you just kind of, oh yeah, okay. Or if I say, oh, look at this sunset, it means I want you to take a few moments and just kind of be there. But if I say, oh, behold, whatever it is, for instance, I remember many years ago, we had some friends who took us on our very first Caribbean cruise. And I remember waking up and the very first time I saw Caribbean blue water, I was in awe. Little tears. It was like, oh my goodness, I didn't know such a thing existed. Like Caribbean blue was a real thing? Oh my goodness. And I just stood there and I could have been there all day. Just lingering there. Just lingering in awe. That's the idea of behold, to linger in awe. Flip back to the Old Testament, Moses. Moses would go into the tent of meetings. And when Moses would go into the tent of meetings, the pillar of cloud would come down and would sit in front of the door. And Moses would meet with the Lord face to face. Cannot imagine what that was like, but that's what Moses did. But Moses didn't go in alone. Moses went in with his aide, Joshua. And at that point, that's all Joshua was. But this is what made Joshua who he became. So Moses would go into the tent of meeting to meet face to face with the Lord, and Joshua would go with him. And Moses would meet with the Lord, have the conversation he needed to have, and then Moses would leave and the pillar would go up. But Joshua would stay behind. Joshua is what I like to call a lingerer. He was in awe of the Lord. He was beholding the Lord so much that he stayed behind. When you think of beholding, I want you to think of three words. Beholding means, what are we fixing our eyes on? What are we trusting? And what's transforming us? When it comes to the Lord, oh, my sweet friend, I want us to be fixing our eyes on Jesus, fixing our eyes there. I want us to be trusting his presence, that his presence is going to be with us wherever we are. And because we are fixing our eyes on him and trusting in his presence, we're going to be transformed by the Lord. That's beholding. Check out Isaiah 6, verses 1 through 4, and you will see Isaiah talking about his opportunity to behold the Lord high and lifted up, sitting on a throne, and the train of his robe, it was so big it filled the temple. He beheld the Lord. So I would like to invite you, April 23 to 26. If you're sitting there going, man, Gail, I just need time to behold the Lord. I need time to fix my eyes on the Lord. I need time to learn how to trust his presence. And I need time where he will transform me. Come join us at Unveiled, April 23 to 26. You do not want to miss it. We're going to dive into what does it mean to behold the Lord in a very unique relationship. What does it mean to behold the Lord? I hope you will come join us.